Marconi.
I thought of you smiling, looking up into the distance with a pair of Harry Potter glasses and a blonde short wig.
Nick.
Because if you squeezed in the wrong place, everything would come shooting out the opposite end.
Tiny.
I ate cereal out of toilet bowls a lot, and I peed in the shower.
Marconi, Nick, and Tiny.
Take your hand off of my groin.
Back together.
Greetings, podcast compadres. It is I, Belonius Francine Marconi. I didn't get this way on my own. It took a village. And one of my favorite guys in the whole world.
The outrageous and acclaimed author on his newest book, Bathroom Words, and his fishnet underwear.
It's Nick Miles.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I can't get fishnets out of my head now.
Oh, yeah. And
here is a young man that is a sexual worker, a male prostitute.
yeah, it's Tiny.
Yeah, there is no lies there.
That's right. Welcome to our podcast. We are back together.
Here comes glazed ham, little fatty. Here comes glazed ham, and I say, little fatty, here comes giant ham.
Whoa, wait a
You
minute.
don't remember that?
Did we just get blessed by angels?
The look on his face was just unbelievable.
I
The look
forgot
on his
that.
face was like, where did that come from? I've never heard that before.
Man, they sang from their soul.
That is true. They truly did. That was rockapella. Back in the day, they did a little thing. They came into our studio, rockapella, and we had a laundry list of things for them to sing, and I don't believe they said no to any of them.
They tried.
And this is proof. Because this is rockapella. They're like not like an adult band or anything. They were known for being on that Carmen Sandiego show. That's where they're popular from. And this was something maybe they didn't know what it was, but we had them sing this.
Glory hole, glory hole, glory hole, glory hole.
What? Are you kidding? Did we tip him?
And and sadly, this had all happened around the time Mr. Rogers passed away, and we had him sing the theme song to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
Yeah, so it was fantastic, and they couldn't have been more professional and awesome and nice and funny. I don't know why we didn't have them back over and over again. Maybe I think they were just in town.
They wouldn't
doing
come
a show
back
or something.
I think they
No,
wouldn't come. You
no.
know how
They were like,
screw that. We're done with that. There's cowboys. You know how we got them to do all that? I let them use the station glory hole.
Oh, it was at Nick's desk.
is that what it was?
No, the gnome hole.
Glory hole, glory hole.
God, that's so gangster. I love that.
There's a lot going on, but we do want to mention our website, backtogetherpod.com. And every week there's something new to tell you about. Andy has discovered it before.
Yep.
Andy is the barometer that I use for technology because he admittedly is not all-knowing when it comes to that. Now, he's not illiterate when it comes to technology. He just doesn't know a lot of nuances about certain things. But then other things, like he'll surprise me and go, yeah, you just do this, and this, and blah, blah, blah. You stick a finger here, and then you go up here, and you're like, whoa, how do you know that? But you can't do
making
this.
making him type a website out now. He's had to put his chips down.
Yeah, I was mildly inconvenienced.
Yeah, so backtogetherpod.com is our website. Now, Andy, it has changed since the last time we even talked about it, and I wanted to make sure that you were able to find everything on there.
Oh man,
Because
there's
it's
new
important to me.
buttons. There's new buttons.
Andy, do you see the thing that isn't a social media icon on there that just looks like a link that just, looks like a little chain link?
Halfway up
is
the
it by the
screen, buddy.
bird?
Halfway up the screen, yeah, by the Twitter bird.
All right, it's
You
by
got it.
okay. I found it. It's by the bird.
You can do it, buddy.
Now click that little link right there.
And Oh, now I'm going somewhere else.
What do you see, Andy?
Oh, I see more buttons. There's the yellow radio alternate button.
Right.
Below that.
And then how come the bird's on every page? Do we need the bird all the time?
You get the bird for free,
that's
buddy.
For Twitter.
Does that take up
That's
extra
for
bandwidth?
Twitter.
Does it
No.
take up bandwidth?
No, it doesn't.
I don't like that
It's free.
bird. All right, fine.
You don't like the new Twitter bird or whatever?
No, it's dumb. So I see 3 big buttons. One of them all the way to the left has a blue microphone and it says smaller portions.
That's right. It's back together, smaller portions. We've made a podcast for those who don't always have time to listen to our full meal, which is our main podcast, Back Together. We've just given them like
I was fighting for Back Together Light, but nobody liked that.
What are you in 1989?
There's nothing light about this.
Exactly. That's what Andy says. Full flavored and light.
Full flavor. I am full flavor.
What? I'm Nick St. John from Light FM.
Back Together Light. 50% fewer calories.
So you think Back Together Light would have been a better name than Smaller Portions?
You know what the trouble with smaller portions is? You buy smaller portions at a restaurant, you just buy more of them.
Yeah, I'll just always get 2 then.
Yeah. Oh, smaller
So
portions,
you're
I'll have
saying,
3.
Nick, to me, that it's a negative thing if people listen to Smaller Portions part of our podcast and listen to it more?
No. I said the problem with smaller portions for me is I always order 3 times.
But do you ever call your meal light?
Yes. I call
Unless
it
you're in
fat-free.
1989 and you're a DJ in Covington, Virginia? Hey, I'm Greg St. John coming at you. It's Light FM with the best favorites of today and yesterday.
Is there really
Light
someone called
FM.
Covington?
So, Andy, will you agree with me? We probably should only we need to definitely filter Nick's naming process every time.
Yeah, Nick has to submit it in writing.
So we have Back Together Smaller Portions, which is just highlights our favorite moments from the podcast that we add then into, as you see there, Tiny, there's another button that says playlists on Spotify. We have a weekly Spotify playlist that features highlights of our podcast.
Yeah, I listen to it all the time. I listen to it when I'm on my way to work and when I'm at work and when I poop.
Oh,
You have a pooping playlist?
Yeah, no,
I'm fascinated by this.
well,
You have a
because
pooping-
I can.
How long is it? How long
can-
is it? Like a 45-minute playlist?
Yeah, I can listen to five songs and 10 smaller portions before it's wrap it up time.
But what you leave behind is not a smaller portion, is it?
No, I don't leave a smaller portion at all. I leave. I poop a lot.
good
Is there? Do you ever poop light?
I do not poop light, Nick. It's not a light poop. It either doesn't happen. It either doesn't happen
Save
or.
us from that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Andy, in the middle, what do you see there? What's the next one that's not the Spotify playlist or smaller portions?
It's in red and it says what? Oh, what was left out? Like behind the scenes.
Right. So probably what Nick was just talking about when he veered us off and tried to talk about naming the podcast Back Together Light. That will be an example of something that was left out. Therefore, it will be on that channel.
Oh.
I like how everything's color coded.
Yeah, well, so it'll be pretty much everything I say on the show will be in the things that were left out.
This is
Checking.
basically just a personal podcast for Nick.
Yeah. I got my own podcast on Back Together. It's called Things That Were Left Out of
Yeah,
the
it's
Main
called-
Podcast.
It was what was left out. Exactly. So you can find all those, Andy. And then there's another one that I've been up to lately. And if you click, so you see at the top there, it says home, news, and explained. We've already gone over the explained one.
Yeah.
If you click the news button,
Okay, hold on. Oh, there's so many pictures. I saw pumpkin pie. Do you have pumpkin pie candy?
I wish.
Oh, are we sponsored by Cheesecake Dips? When did we sign that deal?
No, these are daily podcasts that I do that are now included in our Spotify playlist. So like when a news segment happens on Spotify, they come from Weird News Now, Tech News Now, or Food News Now, which are individual podcasts on their own that are published daily.
Oh.
And so, for instance, if you click Weird News Now, Tiny, one of my favorite stories. Students charged after feeding their roommate foot skin disguised as cheese. I'm Marconi with Weird News Now.
Oh, I heard that on Spotify.
Yeah.
It's so gross.
But I don't know why I thought of you when I did it, and when I posted it, I'm like, this is the story I have to discuss with Andy.
Yeah, no, you have
For
to.
whatever reason.
Yeah.
Because
So-
it's food and
so yeah,
feet,
like
and so
basically-
he's into it.
Yeah, right. The biggest effed up prank somebody can do is mess with your food, because
Yeah.
that means they just don't like you. You know what I mean? Now, there are certain guidelines that, as long as you know somebody, Nick makes delicious food. Like, for instance, what did you make today, Nick?
Well, that's a whole story on its own because last Thursday I started on a diet. So I'm only eating protein and no carbs. So I had a spicy
Get ready,
chicken,
Andy, for a podcast on the What We Left Out channel.
spicy chicken and pepper jack cheese omelet is what I cooked today.
Oh, well, for both of you?
No, we haven't had food yet. I had to get Andy a snack box in.
Oh, I see. So, all right. Well, so I just wanted to say, like, when Nick makes you food, you trust him. He would never screw with you. He would never put foot skin in and grated cheese.
No.
Not that you know.
Absolutely not.
But I guess these girls were feeding their roommate foot skin disguised as cheese in a bag. Like, they just grated off their feet skin and put it into grated cheese in a bag.
Yuck. Oh, I would punch a right in the ovary.
So, I mean, I can't stop thinking about it, honestly. Like, it just makes it's so disgusting to think about, because it would be hard to detect it, to see it. You wouldn't be able to go, oh, that's the foot skin and that's the cheese. It would be difficult to tell them apart, probably mixed together.
So what? Wait. Translation. What you're saying is you can't detect foot skin in your mouth or cheese. To you, they taste the same.
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
No.
That makes me... There's so many things in my head
I
right
see
now.
some kind of video taste testing competition.
Give us a little taste of it.
Put this in your mouth, Andy, and identify it. Is it foot skin or cheese?
Oh, heaven save us from that.
Yeah, I've sucked on a lot of toes. I know what that
Andy
tastes
says
like.
he would know. I say video challenge.
It's fine. You know how
No,
many toes I've sucked on?
Yeah. It's so disgusting when you think about not sucking on toes, but just unknowingly eating their foot skin in a bag of cheese.
Yeah, that's bad.
Have you ever sucked on a toe with athlete's foot?
No.
You know, Nick,
I'm
sometimes,
sure you
sometimes, man, the girls get it too. Sometimes it's undetected. Sometimes I want a snack.
Give us a little taste of it.
Yeah, just a little taste. So gross.
Oh, so anyway, that's our website, backtogetherpod.com. Also, I don't know if you knew this. I didn't mention this. You can send us messages on backtogetherpod.com, which we can play then on the podcast. So if you have comments you'd like to make or questions, queries, we're probably going to do an episode where we just answer a bunch of questions. And you can just go to backtogetherpod.com, click message, and leave us a message. And we'll get into that hopefully on our next episode.
Can you send pictures?
God, why? Why are you
People
asking
should send in,
for that?
I want people to send in graded foot skin pictures.
No.
Yes, indeedy.
Back in the day, we used to do a radio show together. I'm pretty excited about this because I found a bunch of audio clips and I've been playing a little bit of them. You remember Noah Larson, right? Do you guys remember Noah Larson?
Yeah. He's dead now, right?
I don't know. We don't have confirmation of that. Noah Larson was an older gentleman who used to do a cable access show, and he just used to monologue about things that were going on in his world. And I used to record him. I was obsessed with this guy. And I would record him and bring back audio to the show every week of whatever his latest episode was. And the guy would never come on our show. He was weird about it. He almost came on a few times, and then he slipped away. So, and I don't think he does this show anymore. I don't know if he's alive or dead. If he was alive, I'm guessing he'd probably be about 80.
Oh,
I thought he was 80 when we used to play drops of him on the show.
Maybe, I don't know, but here's just some of the stuff. I loved when he would pontificate about the sex of animals. Like, animals doing it?
Well, I got thinking about that same question about turtles, big turtles, little turtles. About turtles, we know they lay eggs. The females lay eggs in the sand and all of that, but those eggs have to be fertilized, yes. And how do they do it? How do turtles do it? Well, that is the fun and games. That is not for children to decide.
Why would children be deciding?
Yeah, what is he talking about?
And what is wrong? I mean, children should know how turtles do it. I think that's part of nature, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. It's the birds and the bees, the turtles and the wolves.
There isn't a subject he wouldn't broach.
There are words that you can't say over the air.
That's right. He would talk about words you can't say on the radio and stuff.
The word is slut. Slut. S-L-U-T. Yeah, right. Is that a dirty word?
What? When did he become what? That's not how I remember Noah Larson.
The dreams that we have. Do you have dreams? And a lot of those dreams are kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. They don't really fit together. And sometimes you wake up and you just set up, and you're sweating and your heart is just pounding. I don't have those dreams anymore. Oh, no. I wouldn't want dreams like that, but I wonder if dreams are trying to tell us something. Could that be? Could that be?
My favorite part.
Yeah, I was a
Is
poet.
when he would repeat himself. Could that be? Could that be? And then he went, wow, it looks like it's time for me to go. And he even talked about pimples on your ass.
Could that be a pimple on a person's behind? Could that be? Well, it would be a bad pimple. Probably require lancing, yes.
Whoa. What?
Andy, do you do that kind of work at your office?
All the time. I popped 3 pimples on people's asses yesterday.
Oh my God. No.
Oh, heaven save us from that.
So I have done an extensive online search for Mr. Noah Larson, and
Doesn't exist.
The best I could come up with was someone else was looking for him.
Now his name is spelled Larson, A-L-R-S-E-N.
Let me try again.
And there's one YouTube video of him, but it's somebody filmed the TV. It's not even like a full video. It's like a screen video of him in a cat sweatshirt.
The only thing I could find is someone said they used to watch him on TV, and has anyone ever heard or seen or whatever? And that's all I could find.
I feel like even at that age, he's the type of dude that he's weird enough. I feel like he cuts the crust off of sandwiches.
Right? Probably.
Well, I gotta drop my pants, I'll tell you that. I only do that on special occasions for the doctor or, when I go to the bathroom.
When he goes to the urinal, he's that dude that drops all the way to the ankles.
I'm sure. Yeah, exactly.
And I'll talk about sex workers. Any sex workers in your family, huh? Anything like that going on? Between the sheets, fiddling, fooling around? Yes.
Whoa! What?
Oh, and I feel like he's an older guy, so I feel like he was always kind of a dirty old man. And he would kind of allude to it, but he would get excited like when he would see, because Portland, is pretty sex-centric in a lot of different places, especially, in the art districts of the city. That's kind of the circles he would go in, and he would see certain things and get really worked up.
I was down at that big bookstore, and I run across this, this postcard here. It says, Girls Gone Wild. Now, I think the teenagers on community television, they did a show titled Girls Gone Wild. I don't know. I didn't see the show. I don't know what they did, but couldn't be too much here. And then here it has the names of a lot of girls, kind of like performers. And someplace in my memory, I got the impression that there was a club that had like a vaudeville act, a variety show, and it would run for 30 days. I thought, oh boy, hot stuff. Can you imagine that? 30 days of girls. Oh, yes. So that was in the back of my mind, and I thought, you know, these girls gone wild, they're the show girls, they're the performers, and they're going to give us a little demonstration. They're going to give us a little taste of it at that big bookstore. And I wondered, you know, just how they would do it, and whether they'd have some portable lights and colored gels, and maybe some music, you know. And, well, just give us a little preview. Oh, yes.
Wow.
So I'll surmise what I think he was trying to allude to, if it's not clear already. He saw a flyer at a bookstore that said Girls Gone Wild. He thought that meant like a burlesque show at the bookstore, and it was going to be 30 days at this bookstore every single day, and he could just go down there and get like a preview of girls taking their clothes off as an art exhibit.
Oh, under the name of art. Got it.
So, and he kept pontificating on what it might be and what it might be like.
Then I looked on the other side of this card, and I'll tell you, it is just beautifully done here. And it reads, Girls Gone Wild. And then here's a picture of a group of girls, you know, having a few laughs, and a semi-nude performer, you know. Well, maybe you'd show up, too. So I showed up for that. In fact, I was a little early, about 5 or 10 minutes to 7, and there were a few people wandering around. And it was just, you know, a big kind of open space, a gallery with pictures on, I think, 2 walls. I said to somebody, I said, where are the performers? Well, I didn't know anything about that, and I went over and looked, and it was art. Paintings.
He was so disappointed that it wasn't girls. Can you imagine, like, he's an old dude, goes there by himself, shows up early to this art exhibit, thinking he's going to see naked women. And imagine his disappointment when it's just art.
He was so pissed. I could hear it in his voice, dude.
That, and I went over and looked, and it was art. Painting.
And then he describes the food that was served. You know, at least if you're going to go and it's going to be art and you thought it was going to be women naked or something like that, at least they would have, you know, some kind of free food to hand out. Well, it sounds like he wasn't very happy about that either.
That's the girls. The girls, they had an art show and that. And my mind just ran away with his card and that. And then they had a I don't know, kind of a trolley or something, and they brought a big round, it must have been about 30 inches across, and it was round, and the individual trays with different things in it there, and then some dip and that. Well, let's see what we had. First, I think there was broccoli crowns. You know what broccoli crowns? And next to that, I think, was white cauliflower. And then there was another large tray, a cheese tray. And honestly, I do believe that it was thin slices of Velveeta cheese. You know about Velveeta cheese? Processed cheese? Well, that's what it looked like to me. Covered up. No crackers, no toast, no Coca-Cola, no drinks, no fine French pâté spread, no small bottles of good quality wine like they serve over at other art galleries that I know about, but I won't tell you. Well, I took all that in and said it's time to go home, which I did.
I love his standards.
And I really do. No high quality tiny bottles of wine or cheese. Velveeta? What the hell's wrong with you people?
No wine, no toast.
No girls? No girls?
No, I went home.
Oh,
Oh boy, hot stuff. Can you imagine that? Give us a little taste of it.
I love him. I wish that he was with us. I figure he's probably not. He mentions occasionally that he has a son. I would even talk to him just to know how he spent the rest of his life, because some of these audio clips are even after we did our radio show together. Like in 2006, I still followed up and made sure he was still going, and he was still doing his thing. And, that's where I found things like this.
The word is slut. Slut. S-L-U-T. Yeah, right. Is that a dirty word?
So I don't know. I mean,
Is it?
Nick, did you ever watch him? I mean, I don't even know, because I would watch him on TV and I would bring in the audio clips. Did you ever see him on TV or anything?
I've seen him a couple times, and interesting enough, I was just looking up some pictures of him, and I found a picture of him, and you've probably seen this one, and he's sitting in the TV studio. It looks like someone took the still of him while he was doing his show, because it looks all grainy, like it's taken of a TV. And he sat on this chair with like a white background, and he has an American flag hanging, and on a pedestal he has a velvet red cushion with a giant disco ball on it.
Yep.
It's crazy. And that.
That reminds me of when I was a boy that I took an alarm clock apart. Okay, so how do you like that?
Oh, my God.
I got a big hot dog.
Oh, God.
So Noah Larson, if you are out there, we would love to speak with you again. If you're not, rest in peace. You gave us so much. We learned so many things in life, and just enjoyed you. I feel we honored him, not in a bad way. We didn't dishonor him. Do you guys think?
No, not at all.
He probably would think differently, but I think we gave him his big break.
Yes, indeedy.
Well, maybe one day. Honestly, I would totally, if I was rich, I would find, he's a person I would find and make sure he was taken care of. You know?
Money, 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 megabucks, 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 million bucks.
But, R.I.P. Noah Larson, or hope that you're having a great life if you're still alive. Either way, we love you. We remember you. We say your name.
Be everywhere, see everything, know it all.
I would have lost my if I saw, like, if he did die, let's say that, and we found his headstone, I would absolutely and myself crying laughing if all it said on the tombstone was "and that."
And that.
That's it.
Or
I got a big hot dog.
Yeah, I would lose it.
Or
Give us a little taste of it.
just a little taste.
of it.
Or
The word is slut. Slut. S-L-U-T. Yeah, right.
God damn it.
I'll talk about sex workers. Any sex workers in your family, huh? Anything like that going on?
no.
Between the sheets?
No.
Fiddling, fooling around?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, can you imagine him like having an orgasm?
Oh, yes. Oh, give me a little taste of it. What? Imagine that. I've got like a giant high ass.
What a visual.
Is it one of those things where you have to spread them and show them Old Glory?
But also on the other hand, I'm now going to be the butthole guy.
Snakes and tongues and women wearing bits of string.
Get up right now for some snacks because we'll be right back.
If you haven't figured out the internet by now, get out.
Yeah, backtogetherpod.com. That one.
You know the internet is my nemesis.
25 hours of original content.
Backtogetherpod.com.
The fact that none of the episodes have made me go to therapy. That's my favorite part.
I really enjoy the fact that sometimes even we don't know what we're talking about.
Find previous episodes and more at backtogetherpod.com.
There's no need to bring your brain here. I think weird things a lot. And one of the things I think about is Tiny. And I was about to go to sleep last night. I imagined you, Andy, just as I'm ready to like go into a sleep. Like, right before your conscience disappears and you go into the place that Billie Eilish talks about in her songs. I don't know why, but I thought of you smiling, looking up into the distance with a pair of Harry Potter glasses for some reason and a blonde short wig.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? I want to know right now why the wig.
I don't know. And I started cackle laughing. I couldn't stop myself. And, leave it up to that it's quarantine, 130 plus days in quarantine or what, and that, or whatever it might be. But I couldn't stop laughing. And then I started wandering and thinking, I need Nick to take a photo of you so I can Photoshop glasses and a wig on you like that so we can make this a visual for our
so you can make it
podcast.
real.
Yeah.
I really need it.
My half slumber nightmare needs to be real.
Yeah, we need to reproduce this. I know Nick has a wig, so that's easy.
You don't need he's gonna Photoshop
you don't even need,
it.
I'll Photoshop the wig, but and the glasses, but I just need you to have like a happy look where you're looking off in the distance. And for whatever reason, you were also wearing a light blue shirt, which I don't think you've ever worn in your life.
Dude,
like a
he
short
has a
sleeve.
light blue shirt on right now, like a turquoisey.
Yeah. What the?
Oh my!
When you started saying that, I just looked at Nick and pointed at my chest like I'm wearing a light blue shirt right now. Dude, if I start to grow hair, I swear to God, Marconi, if I start to grow hair and it parts in the middle, I'm going to be so pissed. You take this off me. Take this curse off me.
Look at your messenger. I just sent you the picture.
Okay. Oh,
you're going to need to get the Retooth app out because it's on that side.
The Retooth app.
Now, do you want me to have the retooth? You want me to fill it with a gold filling or something like that? Like something sparkly?
Yeah, if I could get a gold tooth in there, that'd be great.
Give us a little taste of it.
All of these pictures are gold. So I'll photo doctor this, and it'll probably be the thumbnail for our episode. So I thought of that photo. I visualized it in my head, and then I thought of something that I haven't seen in a while, and it is Andy when he bites into something way too hot, and then while he still has it in his mouth, he has a way of blowing it cool with a whistle look, like a, and then you shake your head back and forth slowly just to help it cool off a little more before you then chew it a few more times, because you chew it very cautiously, like it's so hot you can barely chew it, and then you just hold it there where it's not on your tongue and it's not on the roof of your mouth. It's kind of like held by your teeth, sort of balanced.
Yeah, kind of.
And you'll just.
I do like
and
weird.
It's such a skill.
Yeah, I create zero G forces in my mouth. I turn my mouth in like a washing machine. Like it just kind of. I put it on a quick cycle. And it works.
Now, and does it? Yeah, because you don't want it to go down your gullet, because then you got heartburn and you got all kinds of things to worry about.
Gullet.
and then you bite into this thing, and I remember we were at Stanich's one time, and this is, I think, maybe the first example of what I can still remember of this. You bit into a Stanich burger. Now, a Stanich burger, for those of you who don't know, is one of the greatest burgers in the history of burgers.
Ever.
And I don't believe Stanich's still exists, sadly, but it was a go-to place in Portland, because it was so massive that once you started eating these things, it was too messy to put down, because then you would never be able to pick it back up again as a whole burger, because it was so much. So once you started, you had to keep going. There was no stopping, right?
No, you're committed.
And so Andy knew because you wait for it, you order it, and then it's you have to give them 15 minutes to make them, and then it comes out. It has an egg, it has cheese, it has bacon, it has all the things. It has their special sauce. I think there's 2 patties. It was a lot, and the only thing that I could say that they could have improved on is the bun was kind of basic.
Yeah, the bun was a little. You could tell not there's nothing wrong with it, but you could tell it came from like.
Yeah, like if they would have just done like a brioche bun, oh my God. If they would have done like a pretzel bun, something like that, it would have just been that perfect additive. But, also, I think it kind of gave it that charm because it was just the basic sesame seed bun.
I always felt the bun was a little small.
Oh, yeah.
There was so much in there that it almost needed to be, like a hot dog bun, size bun where you could just, you had more control. Because, just be honest, the Stanish burger, you had very little control. Because if you squeezed in the wrong place, everything would come shooting out the opposite end. It's much the same as Andy.
Oh. So the thing is, if you did put it down, you'd had to like, well, I guess that's the end of that because it would just be a blob of burger mass piling on your plate. So you
burger mass
didn't
piling?
put it down.
Oh, that's my favorite, burger mass piling.
Give us a little taste of it.
A little taste of burger mass piling.
So before hipster douchebags were calling it mouthfeel, Tiny knew what that was because he's a scientist, and he would put a bite of this burger in his mouth, detected immediately that it was too hot for him, but so delicious, and knew he had to commit that he devised a way on the spot on how to cool off the bite that was in his mouth so he could continue eating.
Pushed air over it.
I couldn't have said that better myself. I mean, it was really revolutionary in the way people eat things in general. But I have to be transparent. I got the idea of how to do it from Lil Wayne.
What?
From Lil Wayne and Baby.
Okay.
Yeah, and let me tell you why. Because they had all their teeth taken out and put in implants with like platinum and diamonds and stuff. So they can
money, megabucks, billion bucks.
Bucks. He's got the lingo. So they talked about how they could eat hotter things than normal people could because they can't feel their teeth. So I too I was like, you're onto something. So I too can't feel my teeth. So I devised a way to bite onto the food and then kind of push the hot air out so I make myself look like a dragon and then give it like a and then it's done. It's cooled off. You can proceed. Like it was the smartest thing I've ever done.
It's like you understood the molecular structure of the burger and the heat within just by something that Lil Wayne said like in an interview or something. Mm-hmm. You picked up on it like that. That's genius, sir. I am proud to know you.
Yeah. I'm a mother burger genius.
Maybe at some point, it doesn't have to be today because I don't think you're eating a hot burger, but maybe we need to show this on a video and we'll post it in our Facebook group when we get a chance. Maybe you and Nick could do it sometime in the week and we can show everybody what we're talking about. It's a beautiful sight to see. You have to see it for yourself. The other thing that I notice about Tiny and I still think about is now when I knew you, your pants were the size, they fit you. That's the one thing about Andy's clothes is they fit him. A lot of people don't understand when you are a larger person, getting clothes to fit is pretty hard. And so sometimes when you find those clothes, maybe you're not, a rapper with all kinds of
money, megabucks, billion bucks.
So you have to, go do what you can, and you have to get pants that say the Great Northwest on them, and you got to maybe get them tailored a little bit. Yeah. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Let me ask. I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Okay.
So I'm interested in this from Andy's point of view. When my pants start getting a little tight, then I quit eating. I mean, not quit eating, but I stop eating like 5 bags of cookies a day. What happens with you, Andy? Because you never look like your clothes don't fit you.
Honestly, it's expensive. because I have to, unless I maintain a certain weight for a while, I'm consistently having to go buy a couple pieces here, a couple pieces there.
So how does your weight fluctuate?
Money, 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 megabucks, 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 million bucks.
My weight fluctuates all the time. I'm constantly going plus 20, minus 20, minus 30, plus 30. Because it's a battle. It's a continual struggle to try and get down to being skinny. I mean, Nick.
Sorry, did you just call me fat?
No.
Sorry, I was just called fat on the air. There's right there, fat on the podcast. You're a fat.
One thing Tiny would never do is tuck his shirt in on live TV, though.
I seen that, Nick. You still look handsome, though. Don't get it twisted.
No, I didn't. I was upset about it.
I saw him on national TV, and I thought,
Give us a little taste of it.
and that's and he did. He really did. No, but what I was saying is, Andy had pants that sometimes covered his shoes, so you would only see like the tips of his brown Timberlands.
Yeah.
And I used to call them because they looked like little short toots. They looked like Tootsie Rolls to me.
Little toots.
And I would call them his Tootsie Rolls. I don't know if you remember that or not.
I do.
And one thing, another thing that Andy, and I love this about you, because just like you said you study me, I study you as well.
Oh,
and I would, but in love.
All right,
like,
I'm
it's
out.
not
See you, bye. Next week. I'll be here next week if you need me.
No, but it's like this. You know how you say you study me and I study you, and it's all in love. It's not a judgmental thing. It's that we're so interested in each and every movement of each other.
Yeah.
That we memorize it in our mind somehow.
ABBA had a song about that in the 80s, Study me, study you. Uh-huh. It's everything that I do. Uh-huh. I study me, study you. Uh-huh.
Oh, my God.
That reminds me of when I was a boy that I took an alarm clock apart.
Thank you. I remember this, and I don't know, it's not all the time. It's more when you're getting out of a car or a vehicle of any kind, maybe, and you're unsure of the ground.
Oh, my God.
You don't know what's going on down there.
I know what you're going to say.
And your Tootsie Rolls start tapping gingerly to the ground, almost as if, like when a blind man has a cane and he taps the ground to see what the surface is like?
Yeah.
That's what you would do with your Tootsie Rolls. And like you do a little, it's almost as if your Tootsie Rolls turn into like a hound dog's nose. You're like sniffing and inspecting.
Yeah.
And you're just making sure that the ground is there for you and ready for you to hop down onto it. Because maybe it's an inch or two that you have to jump out of the car a little bit. You just want to make sure you don't twist your ankle and, fall to the ground or whatever. And you're doing everything because you know how to move yourself around. So, but when you do that, I just visualize it in my head of the gingerly tapping with your foot. And these are the thoughts that I was thinking as I was going to sleep last night.
That makes me so happy you were thinking about me checking the ground.
I haven't seen you run in a while either.
Oh, I have. I'd be running. I'm running from these.
You know how you used to run down the hall?
Oh, yeah. We used to have him run down the hall. Well, he did run around that Lamborghini on your video.
Marconi,
but running down the hall was in a straight line, and it was an effort. The Lamborghini, he forgot about, he was just so excited.
There was, I don't know, I think I don't remember when it was. I don't know if it was before the big going away party or after, but we had a smaller thing over here at Nick's house, and me and you were busting each other's up. Like, we were crying, and you videotaped me running towards you, and it was the funniest shit. I laughed so hard. I just found that a couple days ago. I'm going to have to send that to you.
I think it was like a Vine or something like that.
Yeah, it was
it was on. It was outside of Nick's house. Yeah. Oh my God. What we need to do is we need an example of you eating and blowing out the hot food while you have a bite in your mouth, and then an example of you getting out of a car, testing the ground with your Tootsie Rolls. And then maybe, the end could just be you running towards the camera. I don't know.
That sounds like a great 30-second clip right there.
TikTok.
Yeah, and just say nothing. Like, blow the food out, tippy tap out of the car, and then just run towards the camera. That would be great.
I love it.
Glory hole, glory hole, glory hole, glory hole.
Thank you both for listening. Andy has to go off. He's going to be a guest on another podcast. Nick is going to be his advisor and snack maker and lighting director.
I have flashcards for him.
There's so much going on in the world. Andy, can you tell us something good?
Yes. The good that I saw today was someone paid for my Starbucks, and jokes on them because I ordered like 2 sandwiches and a large venti. And that was a good thing. I think they were hella pissed.
Give us a little taste of it.
Little sippy sip, please.
The yeast infection is the medication work.
Oh, wow.
That's disgusting. You're no longer baking bread.
Oh, heaven save us from that.
Thank you both for listening. I'd like to leave you with this thought. The key to success isn't being the best. In fact, you don't even need to be competent. You just need to convince other people that you're successful. Thank you.
Here comes glazed ham, little fatty. Here comes glazed ham, and I say, little fatty, here comes giant ham.
Did you do the jazz hands at the end?
Yes. How'd you know?
Marconi, Nick, and Tiny. Back together. Find full episodes everywhere you get your podcasts at backtogetherpod.com.